What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy. We got some final side quests to wrap up. We're going to turn things in with Byron and Gav, and then we're going to get on to Where There's a Will. Actually very excited to learn about what was going on with our father's will. But we got things to get to first. It seems like Gav's going to end up stepping up and being there for Edda, which is nice. He deserves somebody.
How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
I think he works very hard, and he needs somebody just like everybody else does. Everybody needs a reason to fight, right? And everybody's gonna need a life to get back to when we win.
Crystal's crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Gav really is the unsung hero of this game, huh?
Right there on the road to Eastpool.
He's the GOAT.
Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me.
Hopefully they didn't move on further into the Blight.
That's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
You
So
see?
all those long nights in
Potential.
The bed finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
If you
Don't
water
speak
it, it
too
grows.
soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go.
Been killing a wyvern and surviving to do all the things you've done is a good sign.
What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Now will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
I wonder what would have happened if we hadn't let Ember become a scout. Would Ember still have been the one to get it for him? But I am glad you've come a long way.
I
Do
don't
you have
want
anything
Gav
for us
to give
about
up
that?
being a scout, honest.
You and me both. He's pulled our ass out of the fire way too much. Yeah, that's Uncle Byron. That was in the infirmary. We'll do Byron while we're here.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Porterzolder as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
Man, I like Uncle Byron.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Rotten politicos indeed.
Assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies.
They're all squabbling around the
you still
table
haven't
for
mentioned how we
scraps
might
while
manage the grain
the city was
shortages.
burning around them.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The
Plus those
7
ones all
high
got taken
houses
care
will
of
be
by
seeing to
Barnabas.
that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of
Rutherford
a
it isn't.
handful.
Not Rockford.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Let's see how this goes down.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption.
He's pretty
Two
good.
such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between
He does look very out of place in his commoners getup, though.
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Hey, take it
Criminal?
easy.
How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
The last Sid the Outlaw was upstanding too.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Well, I imagine since they're politicians, a lot of them are just going to want a piece of the
That
pie.
settled? Let's move on to the signing of the accord.
I'm sure they'll all be very happy to
What
accept
great
bribes
moment in
and pieces
history
of
hasn't
land
been
to
accompanied
assist.
by a little ceremony. Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Tri-Unity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
The Tri-Unity. That has a certain ring to it.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast.
I've since the
We
start.
shall play
There
our
isn't a
parts to
stop
the
now.
best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will.
Now all I have to do is fly up on the sky on the back of Bahamut and kill a god. No biggie, right? The Breath of Darkness. It's a Heaven's Cloud cooldown. We probably won't be using many of those Odin abilities if we can keep consistently getting tier 5 from Dance of Steel, there's no reason to take the slots. I'd rather have the damage for the big staggers.
That thing
Last but not least, yeah, go talk to Edda, see her get her carbon. Then I guess we can start Where There's a Will. Finally caught up on all these. I think we had some new hunts too, last time I swung by this board, but I'll check after. Definitely gonna be trying to get all of those done. Pretty close to max renowned, I think, so.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please.
Not much of a talker, is he? Actions do speak louder, though.
It's beautiful. Did you make it?
we did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
Sensing a little bit of affection between those two. Do it, Gav. That's my advice. Send it.
Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be.
Was his sister a bearer?
I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
I think you're doing okay, Gav.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone.
That's when we saved him in the woods, I think.
And
It
let's
was a
not
long
forget
time ago.
Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
It's the reason why Gav's the goat.
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
Gonna swing it around, dude. Pretty nice sword. It also means when you and Edda finally get together, I'm gonna be an uncle. Uncle Clive.
I
Fall
may
off
have
the
had
edge.
one too many.
You think?
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive,
What is it?
thanks for, you know.
I know.
Silver linings indeed. Yeah, as crazy as Gav's origin story there is, he's made up for that tenfold, but I understand still lingering on that. All your loved ones being killed or taken, whatever happened there, while you hide in the cellar, would work wonders on your mental. Probably where he draws a lot of his courage from, actually, is when he gets into situations now, he probably remembers that and kind of a never again situation where he's refusing to do nothing ever again. We did indeed have new hunts. We got 3 in Sandbreck, and that's in Waloed. It's in Garnick, actually. Garnick is real easy. We've been there a couple times. So, do we get the hunts done, or do we do Where There's a Will? I think we might get the hunts done.
Massive.
Yeah, let's do the hunts. Alright, so I'm going to read these hunt introductions and then I'll cut the video up for when we find each individual monster. So, the Wailing Banshee. Curse breakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick. Misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local woman, they went to offer their help. But soon it was they who were seeking salvation. The survivors say that they can still hear the screams, both those of the White and those of their fallen comrade. The Grim Reaper. There is a saying among the Imperial soldiers of the Northreach garrison: steer clear of the drowned tower, lest the spectre's sickle reap your root. They speak in typically uncouth terms of the thrall that dwells within the ether flood, one whose frightful aspect and command over lesser minions would appear to mark him as a high-ranking member of his species. And the one I'm most interested in is Knight of the Splendent Heart. Most pilgrims to the holy capital of Oriflamme pass through the Penitent's Gate on the road from the Royal Meadows. Of late, however, a knight in shining armor has elected to station himself beside this entrance, accusing any and all passers-by of being Sid the Outlaw, the one who led Prince Dion down the path to destruction, and challenging them to a duel to the death. Penitent's Gate in Sandbreck. Alrighty, let's go get us some violence. I will cut the video here and I'll catch you guys at the first one. You are an aspect of Garuda.
It's madness.
casting some bullshit. I don't know if that's gonna hit her because she's up in the air. It did not. Unfortunate.
Let's try. Too slow.
Okay, I gotta pay more attention to this. It's kind of a tough fight, actually. Should stagger her. Beautiful. The time dilation on this is beautiful. I was not paying attention to what I needed to be paying attention to there. Handle the stagger. We got the 1.5 multiplier, so this should be the end of this. Indeed. Alrighty, that takes care of the Harpy and Garnick. The Knight of the Splendent Heart is still the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
Rest in peace.
We've dealt with a lot of those Garuda Harpies. I wonder if those are still split personalities from when Benedicta lost her mind a little. If it is, that's quite cool. And also quite haunting at the same time. Benedicta was a cool character. The way that she lost her mind when she lost her power, and those bandits were trying to take advantage of her. It's quite a deep moment, actually. Right, let's hunt our next monster. A very cool looking armor. Alright, let's see what he's got. You happen to have some dark steel for me, would you?
You're the outlaw! The one who drove his highness to madness! On your knees!
We respect this guy's cause.
He hasn't heard. And it doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
kind of impressive in his own way. These dragoons have really cool abilities. Alas, we can't let him terrorize everybody, so it's going to be the end of him. Too bad we couldn't have brought Dion to help him a little. He might have come around if you had talked to Dion. Only meteorite? Nah.
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
Exactly my thoughts. It's too bad we didn't bring him when we heard about that. Unfortunate. I totally would have loved to try that. Right, we just have one more to go, so I'll see you at the last hunt. I do not recall where it is, so I'm gonna have to swing back to the hideaway to look at that. Alright, so fun fact, I figured I'd let you guys in on this. I was just walking around this tower for around 5 minutes trying to get this thing to trigger, because I remember it said there was an ether flood and an enemy by a tower. And then I give up. I'm like, okay, I guess we're just not gonna hunt this one for this video. And then I turn around and I see him in the field back there. I totally missed this guy when I was coming up the path. So here is our target. What are you? You look like one of those. Prince of Death. You are one of Ultima's creations. I'm happy to put you down. Come get it.
Not another one. Let's try.
He teleported out of that, I think. Yeah, he did. Oh well, it just means we gotta earn it. Zan charge up. Pulling out of it this time. Nice and easy for us. The end of him.
Enough.
Indeed. It's a very reliable build that I've got going on here. Dark Steel. Let's fucking go.
I'm getting tired of these things.
Let's go. I think that was the last thing I needed to craft the huge, big chungus sword that was in the hideaway. So we are immediately going back there. Because I want. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Sanctfordian, dear.
There it is. 375. Gotterdammerung. Yes, gimme.
Anything else?
Look at this pretty thing. the gold inlays too. How much of a buff is that? So we're at 375 now. We were at 340 before, so we just took a 35 damage buff. Very cool. Alright, how long has this episode been going? We have been cooking for 39 minutes, but I do have some editing to do. So, suppose I'll go check the renown board real fast, and then if there's nothing else to do, I guess make our way on over to where there's a will ready for next episode. Because, like I said, I do want to give that its own little things. Seems like it's going to be important. We do, of course, have the renown level up. I think we only had one final reward for this anyway, so.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Unsigned. Every epic starts with a single word. Every symphony, a single note. This is but the beginning, and fore'er shall your legend be told. Fore'er shall your legacy be sung.
You earned this.
I have pretty mid rewards for the max renown, but now that that quest board is completed,
Best of luck out there, Sid.
I assume that that also means we're at the end of the hunt board. That there won't be any more of those, given that there's no more potential rewards from it. I mean, I've crafted everything, I've got all the renown, so there would be no reason for the developers to make any, right? And the hunt board is all done. Very cool. Now let's check in here real fast.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Ooh.
Quick look.
The Dalmekian Republic.
Think you can help?
Yeah, we are indeed ready. I think there was 2 icons above. Yeah, there is. Okay, so when we get here, we're going to do the one that's not our father's will, and then we'll wrap the episode. I'll get whatever the side one is out of the way. Oh, they're both in there, of course. Alright, well, given that they're both in the same place, and it's likely going to start my quest when I head in there, I am going to wrap this one here. So, thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Pet your animals. Don't forget. Happy holidays, everyone. Take care.